All right. Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of Clone Command, a Star Wars podcast. So today I'm joined by Matthew. What's up, Matthew?
Hello.
Yeah. So today I know on this channel we always diss Disney and talk about how bad it is. So I figured today we should do an episode where we talk about all the good things Disney has done for Star Wars. So yeah. So I think we're gonna start out with the sequels, and it's gonna be really hard to find good things, but I think we got a few. So Matthew, how about you go first?
Um yeah, so I feel like the sequels had they definitely had some potential. Um I mean, like we were just talking I thought the actors were good. Um trying to think like what specifically could have been um but
I thought that.
uh
Oh, actually, never mind.
what no, go ahead.
I thought, well, no, because I just disagreed with my own thought.
I feel like they could have so this might be controversial, but killing off Snoke was actually really interesting choice.
Really?
It was like obviously it was like lame that he was like basically not a character for the
Hmm.
his death was like pointless or whatever. But like for like Ben Solo's like character arc that could have had a lot of potential,
Yeah.
it would have been really interesting if if he had turned to the light side right there and then like for some reason Ray turned to the dark side and then you had this like suddenly and they would have actually like subverted expectations because suddenly you had this like switcheroo and
Hmm.
I don't know. It could have been really interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
And it was kind of a cool moment, I feel like, even though
Hmm.
it made
Yeah, for
Snoke's
sure.
character kind of pointless. But
Yeah. For me, honestly, um, I don't know. I'd have to go with. I don't know. Good things. Okay, good things. We'll start out with just like overall good things. Um, I felt like uh, who was that character? Uh, who is the Babu Frick was the best
oh,
thing that was ever added to Star Wars. Babu.
wait,
Wait, aren't they
actually,
in? They're in the Mandalorian too, right?
they are. Yeah,
Yeah. Honestly, that was such a good addition to Star Wars. No.
that's hilarious.
um, and as lame as it was, like looking back, in the last one, the Skywalker, the end of the sky. Why I'm blanking. The end of the
Rise of
Skywalker
Skywalker.
saga. What was that movie called?
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker. Guys, this is how much I don't care. Um, when all the ships just like appeared out of hyperspace, like as lame as that was, it was pretty cool to see like everyone there. And Lando was like, I I don't know. Lando was in there, right?
Yeah, but yeah, you get,
Was
like
that
all the ships in one shot.
yeah, that was interesting. Um but yeah, I'm looking something up real quick.
Okay, I also liked that they had Force Visions in The Force Awakens.
That was cool, yeah.
Like I feel like that
The
was a
Force
cool
Awakens was
addition.
the best of all the sequels.
I agree. Yeah.
Was
Uh,
Billy D. Williams Lando in the
I'm pretty
last?
sure. Yeah,
Okay, there you go. That makes the whole movie awesome.
it makes it all worth it.
Right there. That makes the whole movie like just better. Is Billy D. Williams in it. Yeah. Well, let's move on to a less difficult topic. Let's do the Mandalorian. That was a really popular one,
Yes,
obviously. So
it's like arguably the show that saved Disney Star Wars.
to an extent,
Like
because
to an extent, yeah. But like when it
then
was like
Kenobi
all hope
crashed.
seemed lost, suddenly John Favreau and Dave Filoni come right on the scene and
Uh,
deliver season one of Mandalorian, and suddenly there was hope.
hmm Yeah. Honestly, I liked the original theme of the Of the show, honestly, I feel like it would have been cool if they kept with that Western theme. Like Mandalorian season 3, I'm rewatching it. There are a lot of stupid parts in it. Right? And it reminds me of the sequels in a few ways. Like there's a few scenes where it's like this is literally sequel dialogue. This is literally something that would have happened in the sequels, you know? Like who's that big Mandalorian from the cult or whatever?
Oh,
Big guy.
Vizsla.
Yeah, Paz Vizsla.
Vizsla, that's right, yeah.
Um, where he's like fighting off, you know, the Imperial commandos, right? And then
Mhm.
literally the doors open and bro could have just walked behind the door and then shut it.
Yeah,
But then he's like, no, run. And then just stands there. And like the only plausible explanation I could think of was like holding them off, giving them more time. But
yeah, by the
then we see them like literally the Imperial commandos are like right behind them anyways. Like there was no reason
yeah.
for him to die. And there was another part, I can't remember what it was. Oh right. So they land their ship on the surface and then proceed to walk.
Oh,
Like
instead of use their jetpacks? Or just
no,
park
they could
closer?
have flown the ship to where they were going. But then they
Class.
landed it like, you know, miles away and then decided to walk. Anyways, yeah.
That's a
There were a few
classic.
other things I was noticing. It's just like that's just like Star Wars stuff in general. Um Yeah, besides that though, sorry, I was totally naming the bad things. That was not good. Let's do season by season for Mandalorian.
Season by
So,
season, yeah.
season 1, the Western theme killed it, bro. The Western theme was actually
Yes.
sick. And it
Just
was
like
our
the
first.
loner,
Mhm.
like gunslinger, and then his newly found, like, basically his adopted kid, at least by the end of the
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, I agree. And you know he had a mission, you know? Had to bring him back to his
Right.
um his kind. Um but yeah, that was cool. Um and honestly, the first season was perfect. And it really gave
I
us
mean,
like it had a very modern Star Wars feel to it. Like I
yeah.
don't know how to explain it, but it was like it was darker, you know, it was a show where like wait, you can have a show of Star Wars, you know, like because we
I mean, it
never had
opens up
one
with him,
like a
like,
live
killing a
action
dude.
show. 45-minute episodes, you know, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's no longer
then
the, like, plucky cart Clone Wars, like,
yeah.
20-minute animated episodes,
Whoa, this
no,
is
this
a
is like
new.
a gritty, like, he just used a door to slice a guy in half.
Opening scene. It was so funny.
Yeah.
My mom tried to watch it. My sister's in the room. She's like, no. So funny. She's like, you said this show is appropriate. I'm like, yes. Yeah, that was hilarious. I was like, when it came out. That was like when it came out. So
That's
funny.
hilarious.
Yeah.
When did that come out? That was like what,
2020,
20.
right?
I don't know if it
It
was
was
it
in
2020?
production 2019 or something.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'm gonna
When
look it up.
did
Oh, you're already on it. Okay.
and Endo season 1 come out? November 12th, 2019.
Okay, so it was late 2019.
So COVID essentially.
Before COVID.
Oh yeah, because that's when they were making season 2. It worked out because they had to wear helmets anyways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Any other things from season 1 that stuck out to you that were pretty good?
then off the top of my head,
Yeah. Okay. Season 2. Um, to be honest, I actually don't remember that much from season 2.
I
uh,
also feel like season 2 was perfect. They
really?
they added well, I mean, they didn't like it wasn't exactly the same as season 1 in terms of because his mission changed,
Yeah.
which is kind of,
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what you want in a show, you want that kind of the rules of the game to change,
Hmm.
um, and the hero get pushed in different ways, um, because in that he's trying to find the Jedi, if I remember. Yeah, season one is
Yeah.
him trying
So
to basically keep him away from Moff Gideon, and then season two, he's also trying to keep him away from Moff Gideon, but he's trying to find the Jedi.
yeah, that's kind of where we see the first shift from the like Western theme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Honestly, okay. My favorite part of that was probably the introduction of the Night Owls. That was cool.
Oh
Uh,
yes,
like
that was such a fun episode.
that was a good episode. And he's like, "Wait a minute, you can take your helmet off? That's crazy."
Yes, yes,
Oh no, never mind.
completely. Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Back to season one. My favorite part of
Oh,
season one was one, Cara Dune. I wish she had never been fired. Um,
agreed.
two, that last episode where all the Imperial Remnant forces and the Death Troopers are like surrounding the building.
Oh yeah,
Like that was such a cool scene.
it was. Yeah.
Anything where we get Death Troopers is so cool to see.
Death
Anyway,
Troopers
sorry,
are.
back to season two. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I had Ahsoka, which I like that, they didn't overdo it. Like it was like, okay, this is kind of leading up to like, oh, they're gonna be a part of the bigger picture. But they didn't like
Mhm.
overdo it, you know. It was like
Yeah.
meet Ahsoka. At the very end you meet Luke. Um
Mhm.
but yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The Ahsoka episode was pretty good. Okay, season three. I've actually just rewatched all of The Mandalorian, so
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
we just
perfect.
finished the last episode of season three. This one's gonna be a bit harder because I didn't really like a lot of it, but
Yes. Yeah, because this is where I feel like they didn't have like
um,
a solid plan.
yeah.
Because like I mean, they stuck with Mandalorian helping Bo-Katan take Mandalore back.
That was cool. I
Um,
liked that
yeah,
idea.
that
I
was
like the idea of that.
yes, yeah, and it was really cool. I mean, I think my favorite part was just seeing a live action Gauntlet fighters and Fang
Yes.
fighters and
Yeah, that was cool.
just like all like the Mandalorian fights like in live action and the them dropping out of um the Gauntlet fighters and deploying their jetpacks and
Yeah.
like all that. Like I just wish there was more of that. Like it was so cool to watch all that.
I agree. In my opinion, the whole entire oh, never mind. See, this is my mind always goes to what's bad. Okay, let's think about what's good. Let's see. Good things from season three. I like them finding survivors there, and the whole thing where like,
Oh
um,
yeah.
the whole idea where she was like, actually, I did surrender, and that was kind of like a interesting. They were like, "What? You surrendered?" Because they've been living their whole lives like, she
Oh,
never surrendered.
sure.
We're never
Yeah.
gonna surrender. I don't. I mean, they never gave it a conclusion, like that whole like idea. I think the guys just ended up living with it, but that was just really cool. Um,
Yeah.
Character interaction there.
Yeah.
But yeah. Besides that, um,
I like how Mandalore was like it shows how like devastated it was. Like it was a
oh yeah, for sure.
very difficult place to live, like toxic.
I just
So.
wish we had gotten a before and after picture.
Ooh, yeah.
That would have been cool. Yeah. Okay. Any other things from season three?
Um, not that I can think of.
Yeah, same here. Okay, so it's really early in the morning, guys. Let's see. Let's
Just got out of bed.
do let's do the hardest first. Let's do
Hardest.
Kenobi.
Oh my goodness! Why we had to do Kenobi?
I'll go first while you're thinking of that.
Okay.
If you guys haven't seen the idea for the original script, it was like supposed to be a movie. It was really good. Go look up. I think it was Kenobi original script or something. But like Disney had the idea like when they first bought Lucasfilm, and it's really interesting. It's a lot better than the show we got. Anyways, I really like the original script. I wish I would have turned it into a movie. I think it was supposed to be a trilogy, which would have been awesome. But yeah. So things I liked from Kenobi. I liked Alderaan. The Alderaan scenes were cool. I think there was one Alderaan scene, but it's very cool. I love seeing whatever the heck his name is. Yo, I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm horrible with names.
Bail Organa.
Bail Organa, there you go. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
pretty cool
there
to
were a
see.
couple Aldron scenes in there.
There were? Okay, yeah. And I know the whole premise around the Grand Inquisitor was dumb, but it was cool seeing him in live action. Yeah. That's about it. Okay. Taking out of consideration like how Anakin or how Vader and Obi-Wan never should have met, I honestly think the duel is pretty cool. Like the duel was sick.
Yes, I
Besides the fact
agree exactly. Like, I wish it never happened, but it was also it was really
it
cool.
was so well made.
Yeah.
So you know the part where I think it's Vader's face is like half red, half blue.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that wasn't even on purpose?
Wait, really?
They were just like, oh, when the lightsabers glow, it looks like this.
That's funny.
Yeah,
But like
it was
works out
just funny because
perfectly.
they're like,
It's like
oh, lightsabers glow. That's interesting. Yeah. Besides that, can't think of much else. What do you think?
um I like speeders, so that was cool to see. Well, the air speed or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool when they showed up. I liked the set of the Inquisitor's Tower. I thought that's a really cool, like how it's like a watery tower, which is like kind of like contrast to Vader's tower on Mustafar. I don't know. Anyway,
Oh yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. That was cool.
it's aesthetically it's kind of cool. Um, and there's one other thing I was thinking. Oh, yeah, I liked when how they had the flashback, or like I like that they had the flashbacks to Obi-Wan fighting Anakin, like sparring or
Yeah,
whatever, and then
those are cool.
and then Obi-Wan tricks Anakin with that knowledge of him
Mm-hmm.
in the show. I was like, that's kind of cool. But
Actually, Star Wars Theory pointed something out. I think he said this. I don't remember. Yikes! I might get not happy. But he said something about in the middle of the duel, he saw uh like the forms change. Like they were started using different lightsaber forms.
oh, interesting.
Yeah. So like Kenobi switched from like the form he was using. Originally, he was using the form um, that he was using in the like practice duels, right? And then I
Oh,
think he
okay.
switched. So like Star Wars Theory was alluding to the fact that he might have learned some new stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anything else from Kenobi?
That's all I got.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Okay, no, I have one other thing. My favorite part of Kenobi. So on, I think it's this episode 2. You know how they have the intros that like shows like different Star Wars characters,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like just like flashes through them all. One of them is a mouse droid, and it's the best thing ever.
Wait, what?
Yes, I think it's
Oh, I
like
remember.
it's either the
Wait, that
first
was
episode, or
from
the
the
second
episode Child?
episode, and it's like always like epic, like Kylo
Mm-hmm.
Ren and whatever Mandalorian, and then you just see the mouse droid pop in there, and we're all just like, "What? Is that a
Oh, when
mouse
are they
droid?"
gonna do Jar Jar?
Oh,
Gonna
you're
get a dark
right.
Jar Jar to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Anyway, that
next
was my
up.
favorite part, Kenobi. We can move on.
that was that just goes to show how bad it was.
It was just
Um,
so funny. That's yeah. Anyway,
yeah. What was I gonna say? All right, yeah. Let's do Book of Boba Fett next. If you want to go
I
first,
liked
or
the premise.
agreed. Yeah.
Um, I can't get negative. Hold on, I almost just like started critiquing why it didn't work, but um, I honestly thought Cad Bane was really good, like a really good addition. I think they should have had
He
more of
did.
him.
Yeah.
Um, like I think that's a moment when like the quote unquote fan service isn't just fan service. Like it actually works well with the story.
Yes.
Because like when
Yeah.
he was on screen, like he was actually like challenging Boba Fett on like an ideological level or like on a personal
Mhm.
level. It's like basically saying like you're a ruthless killer. You can't change this. You can't like you'll always be a ruthless killer. You'll never be able to um change the underground or whatever. Like you'll never succeed in this like new path. Um and so I thought like he should have been in there more, honestly.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree.
Plus,
Um,
I mean, fans just love him, so like
yeah, Cabin's awesome.
why not make him a more significant villain?
Hmm. Yeah, in my opinion, I agree. I also like the premise. I liked the idea of Boba Fett, essentially governing the city, obviously illegally,
Yeah.
but governing the city
Right.
nonetheless. um, it was cool to see him like recruit different people, regardless of how I felt about the different people.
Right,
Um,
yeah.
I love
Regardless
to
of
see
how
the
the other
Gamorrean. It was
characters felt.
low key though. The saddest part of the show was when the Gamorreans died
Oh
and they
yeah,
fell off the cliff.
that was really
Like I
sad.
love those Gamorreans, and I totally thought they were gonna keep them, and then they died,
I know.
squealing. They were sque-
I
That was so
know.
sad.
It was awful.
Um, the Pikes, bro. I love seeing the Pikes. I for those of you who have listened to our other episodes, y'all know I love the underground, or like the criminal underground societies, and the Pikes are honestly my favorite out of all of them. So that was cool to see them.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was cool to see him because I don't know what all they're in besides Clone Wars.
Uh, Clone Wars.
Well, okay, yeah, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
that
think.
was cool.
Yeah, yeah. And besides that, honestly, the flashbacks to the Tuscan, like to his life as a Tuscan Raider, were better than the actual show.
They were, which is sad because I wanted the like actual present day to be good, but
I agree. Well, honestly, I felt like it would have been an amazing show if they made season one was him as a Tuscan Raider, season two was him governing.
oh
Because the problem, in my opinion, the problem was that they were splitting their time, right? They were
yeah,
splitting, like half the time had to be flashbacks, half the time had to be modern day. And it would have
right,
kept us so much more focused on one storyline if they would have just kept it with, you know,
yeah.
one
I
was
think that
flashbacks, one,
could have been good. Yeah.
something like that. Yeah. Anyways, let's do any other thoughts on Book of Boba Fett?
Him riding the Rancor was cool. That's all.
Yeah, that was cool. Okay. Let's see. Let's do uh, let's do Ahsoka next.
Okay, Ahsoka. Oh man, yeah, this is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Okay. Ah man, it's just like there's so many different ways you can like okay, I loved the lightsaber duels. I loved like especially like that one with Balin and Ahsoka. And it's
Yeah, well,
like,
as a history nerd, it was really cool to see Balin was using a medieval form of combat,
hmm,
right? He
okay.
was acting like his lightsaber was a long sword or whatever you want to call it, right?
Right,
He
yeah.
was using a medieval form of combat, and we saw Ahsoka using more Eastern kind of style of combat.
Okay.
And I think that's where they drew inspiration from. I think Balin's skull was supposed to be sort of medieval knight, essentially. Even looked
Right.
like one.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I like Balin and Shin. Oh, such like, especially Balin, like such a cool character.
Yeah, Shin was an character. She was a nice side character. Balin, I'm so sad he died.
It is, yes, me too.
Like that's so. I don't know how. What are they gonna do? Recast him?
I guess, yes. I feel like that's the only thing they can do. Recast and maybe a little bit of CGI. I don't know.
Probably. Honestly, they'll probably just CGI. Yeah, that's a good point.
Just deep fake him all the way.
Deepfake everything in Star Wars now. I mean, it all practically already is. Yeah, I liked. Let's see. Okay, I didn't like the idea that they went out of the galaxy, but I did like the fact that we saw like the ancestral homeworld of the Night Sisters. I love seeing Thrawn.
Yeah.
You don't believe me that Thrawn looks
Oh, he's
a
definitely
bit
fat in Ahsoka.
thicker. You don't
Yeah.
believe me when I say Thrawn looks a bit thicker. You know, around the
Thicker?
waist. It looks bigger, thicker.
Yeah, no, I
I'm
agree.
gonna get canceled. Oh my for that.
Yeah, no, he's definitely has a
I mean, honestly,
large
voice
midsection.
actor makes up for it though. That
Yeah.
guy, his voice, man, bro, that's honestly. The Night Troopers were cool to see. Who was the commander? What was his name? Enoch. Wait, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Enoch, was that his name?
Yeah, that sounds right.
I remember it was a biblical name. I just pulled a random biblical name out of my head.
I'm pretty sure that's the right one.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, just to verify.
Trooper commander name. Oh my gosh, I can't type. It doesn't say. It doesn't say. Yes, it's an Enoch. Whoa, wait. Well, people come up with the worst theories. Yeah, it's Enoch. How did I get that right? What? What are you laughing at?
Oh, just your comment that people come up with the worst theories.
Someone said, "Is Captain Enoch Ezra?" And I was like,
Oh.
and it's so funny because we literally saw Ezra in the. I mean, maybe it was
Yeah.
like a theory before.
I think it was
they
before we saw Ezra.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Besides that, Ahsoka was honestly pretty good. I'm excited to see where they go because obviously they're gonna involve the father, the son, and the sister.
Yeah, I'm really curious about that.
The Mortis gods. There we go. I was trying to think of the name.
Yeah.
Mortis gods.
Yeah, I'm really curious about that.
That'll be cool. Yeah. And also they're going back to Dathomir. Let's go with literally 3 Night Sisters. I don't know how they're gonna reproduce. Okay, now
Anyway.
I get it now. They're only females. They have to use the other Wait, does that mean Okay, so obviously Dathomir was like destroyed, right? Or at least the Dathomirians.
Right.
Do you
the
think
Night Sisters?
Yeah, were the Night Brothers destroyed?
I don't think so because I didn't show it in the Clone Wars. It just showed them killing the Night Sisters, if I remember right.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Bro, the Night Brothers just be over there chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, any other thoughts on Ahsoka?
Not really. Like nothing like really stood out as like, oh, amazing. Besides what we already talked about.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see where it's going to go. But yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed for sure. I think it has potential. Like honestly, more potential than anything Disney's working on right now.
Sure.
Like the Acolyte. Yeah. Boo. Oh wait.
You like go back and forth between being excited for that show and like think it's gonna be
same.
terrible.
It's every other trailer. I mean, I've been putting out new trailer reviews like every other day at this point.
I know, it's hilarious.
Different trailers. No one's listening to them either. Either that or my
I just listened to
Spotify.
the last one.
You just listened to the last one?
Yeah,
Well, it
last
has
night.
1 play. Dude, no one
That must
listens
be
to
me
our
then.
podcast. This is wild. The most listens on our podcast was the first one, episode 1 intro and Bad Batch premiere review.
Oh,
That's sad.
maybe people just
Y'all,
don't
you
care
guys
about
need
the
to
Acolyte.
share. What?
So maybe people just don't care about the Acolyte. Like
Yeah.
me.
Well, then the second episode also has 8. The third has 4. Fourth has 6.
Uh-oh.
The one with Piper has more for some reason. And that
That's
one
because it's
has
the
like the
most.
worst audio out of all of them.
It has the worst audio, but it's so entertaining. It's worth it.
Oh my gosh. Dude, I should have her on again.
You
That'd
should.
be so funny. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Andor. That's the only thing left. I saved this
Oh
one for last
yes,
because I knew
here
you
we
liked it.
go. All right.
All right.
Are you
I'm gonna
sure
just
you have
turn off my
time for me to
mic
go on
and I'll
about how
come
good
back in 10
Andor is?
minutes. I'm gonna
Huh?
turn off my mic and come back on 10 minutes. And Matthew might be done by then. We'll see. Okay. Well,
Okay.
shoot away, Matthew.
Well, I mean, you're literally talking about how you like the gritty, like stuff, and you want to see more of that in Star Wars. Boom, here you go, Andor. It's like clearly more like geared toward adults. Um, uh, yeah, it's okay. Let's see, where do I even begin? Let's see. Yeah, so I like um all of it. I like that they show
Mhm.
okay, let me just like go like by section here. So like in the first 3 episodes, you've got like it really takes the time to like show you like this world called Ferrix, and like
Mhm.
get you familiar with like Andor's home and kind of their relationships with the Empire, and like it's just very good like world building, I guess. Um and like it doesn't rush into anything. It's just like it takes its time to like build up properly. I mean, there's still like
Mhm.
tension because he's trying not to get or trying to get away from um, with murdering those 2 dudes.
Yeah.
Um which yeah. Anyway, um and then the whole like when um why am I blanking on his name? The leader guy. Um why am I blanking on his name?
Um. Wait. What? The leader of what?
The like the guy who's like in league with Mon Mothma and like hires him, the guy who hires Andor for the heist.
Oh, I. I'm sorry, guys. My brain like doesn't work at all. So basically, the whole entire show, like the whole entire time in the show, I'm like, wait, what is this guy? Is he like early rebellion? I didn't understand. What's his
Yeah,
affiliation?
well, it'd be rebellion,
Let me look him up.
but I don't know why he's not in the rebellion later. They'll probably explain
Um,
that.
Luthen Rael.
Luthen, that's
Luthen
right.
Rael.
Um, yeah, so he's kind of an interesting character because he's very like um shows like he's willing to do the dirty work basically. Um,
Yeah. Yes. Well, and
and that's yeah. Go ahead.
yeah. Well, and it's just kind of cool because you kind of see the difference between that and also the difference between the rebellion we know it
Right.
like in the original trilogies and Rebels. It's a very stark contrast because I'm pretty sure he says something along the lines of the Empire's being brutal, so now we have to, or something like that, right? Yeah, you can't.
Something like that. Yeah.
You can. Yeah, I do agree. It's a lot darker, and I like that. I like that about it.
Yeah.
Although, sorry, entirely unrelated. I've been watching all those Acolyte trailers, and dude, The Acolyte is gonna be a horror movie.
Yeah, it
Like,
did have that vibe.
it does. It has a horror movie vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways,
But
continue, I'm sorry.
yeah, so for the sake of not making this take forever, I think I just like how it shows like just how like just what it took for the rebellion to um to actually do what they did, you know.
Yeah.
It's making the hard decisions and um sacrificing, like, basically, well, like, Mon Mothma basically sacrifices actually spending time with her family
Yes,
for it,
yeah.
and Luthen basically sacrifices having a decent life for to do this, um and then you have like people during the heist literally dying, um going into it knowing it's a high risk mission. um
Mhm.
um and then you also get the Empire side of things with Cyril and uh Deidre, which is also really cool to see the kind of the inner workings of the Empire,
Yeah, for sure.
um,
Yeah, I agree.
and the ISB and um, all that. And then you get to see Saw Gerrera, uh, and yeah, it's kind of cool. You just like see the different, like, there's these different factions of rebels, and Luthen's trying to coordinate all of them, and um,
Mhm.
yeah, there's no lightsabers or anything, but
Yeah, I do like it. That's one reason, I like the Bad Batch. Um, you don't see many lightsaber.
oh,
I
really?
always
Yeah,
I always like
you
to
like not
see
having Jedi stuff?
war. I like to see the war from the grunts perspective, at least in terms of Clone
Yes.
Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, honestly, like, low key, just like think about it for a second. If they could make like maybe like a 6 episode, 22 minutes each, following a soldier in, the 212th, and just like following this common soldier on his missions, his thoughts that are going through his head. You could narrate his thoughts.
Yeah, that could be
You
really
could,
interesting.
like, it'd be very niche, you know.
Right.
Be like there'd be a few people who'd like it, like a few 100,000. But
Right.
I don't know. I think that could be successful. I think it'd be cool. Yeah. Anyways, we are not talking about the Clone Wars right now.
Yeah.
Here are my thoughts on Andor. That are
Okay.
good. Good thoughts on Andor. Um, I like Andor. Yeah, it was good. I wish we would have seen. They teased clones. I could have sworn they teased clones, and I would have liked to see clones, but we didn't end up seeing any clones, and that made me sad.
They did?
So I like clones. They did.
Huh.
Yes, sir. They did. Yeah.
Interesting.
Um. Yeah. Besides wanting to see clones, I also I thought it was cool to see, honestly, the last scene where, like, the people of Ferrix are, like, rising up. Okay, there were two main parts of Mandalore I liked. That, where, like, they're rising up against the Imperials, the riot
Mhm.
troopers, or makeshift riot troopers, whatever they had. The riot
Right.
shields were cool. Throwing the bomb, like, that was such a cool scene. The dust, people literally
Yes.
just getting shot for no reason. That was so fun. Um, but overall, my favorite part of Andor, sure y'all have already guessed it because I think I've said it like 6 times on the podcast before. The prison break scene.
Yes.
That was like that
So
played with
good.
my emotions so much, bro. That was so cool.
Ah,
Like when
yes,
the
it
guy
was
was like,
I
"I
love that.
can't swim,"
Oh no. Oh man. Oh, it's
but then,
so
bro,
sad.
where it's just like you're like, "Yeah, they're rising up," and it was just so cool because they were just getting cut down, but they just kept coming, bro. It's like the hordes against like 12
Yeah.
guards, and that was
Yeah.
just so cool to see. And like the whole plan they had for escaping, like this supposedly inescapable prison,
Right. Yeah.
was just really cool to see. Yeah, Andor was great. Um,
Okay,
I
um,
yeah.
I liked that the stormtroopers were actually scary. Like they actually were accurate, and I
Yes,
want
I
more
I
of that
agree.
because that's how they should be.
Well, also, stormtroopers are the elite of the Imperial Army. Like,
Right?
but for
Yeah.
some reason, modern media, like Star Wars media, makes it seem like they're the only troopers in the army,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So in
That's
reality,
why.
like, that's why I liked in Andor we saw not just stormtroopers, but we also saw just regular troopers.
Right. Like the regular troopers were like the majority of the people there
Yeah.
at
And at
the
first I was like
riot.
so confused. We were watching. I'm like, bro, where are the stormtroopers? And I was like, oh, it makes more sense now.
Yeah.
They're actually
That's
trying to be accurate.
that's also one thing I liked about Solo.
Mm-hmm.
Because you had the battle of was it
Minban. Yeah.
Minbin? Yeah, where it's like,
Dude.
yeah, it actually shows that the Imperial Army is a thing. It's not just the Stormtrooper Corps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was cool to see. Yeah. Are there any other shows you'd like to say? I mean, we did all the live action shows and then the
Yeah,
sequels.
I don't
Uh,
know.
yeah.
Segue into Solo.
Yeah, sure. Segue into Solo.
It's been so long since I've seen it.
Okay,
Um,
I've seen it recently. I'll go first then. I'll let you think of your thoughts.
okay.
So I often hear a lot of people dissing Solo, and that's weird because I actually really like Solo. I think it was a pretty good show. I think it's just because all the Legends people, which you guys know, we have a lot of Legends connoisseurs and fans on here. So yeah, here is what I liked about Solo. Um, Obviously, the seeing the normal Imperial Army was really cool. I feel like I do feel like the movie lacked depth in terms of just like stuff, but it was a backstory. It kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I love the whole story between Kira and Han Solo. That was actually really cool to
Oh.
see. Um, Darth Maul, and taking into consideration it was supposed to be a trilogy, like seeing Darth Maul was sick. See what else? I liked the criminal organization. That was the whole basis of the whole entire plot. Like that was cool. The Red Sun. Wait, what is it called? Red Sun. Oh, I'm thinking of the Black Sun. Hey,
Crimson Dawn.
Matthew, the Crimson Dawn. There you go. The Red Sun. The Black
Fair enough.
Sun.
That's Japan in World War II.
Yeah. No, that's the
Or
Rising
no,
Sun.
that's the Rising Sun. Never mind. I don't listen to
Yes, one of those. Um. Yeah. So that was cool. Um. The range troopers were sick. They were actually scary stormtroopers. All stormtroopers should be like range troopers. Just
you.
literally keep walking no matter what and shoot people and actually hit your shots. And that was cool. The train scene was honestly one of the best parts. Yeah.
I do like a good train scene. That was good.
Yes. All right. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought like I mean, like you said, I mean, I'm a Legends guy, so like you said, I was kind of not a fan of all the changes that they made to like
Hmm.
Sabak and the Ma or Kessel. Well, the Ma, yeah, I guess the Ma specifically, Kessel, yeah. Um, but I thought they did a good like the overall like vibe, if that makes sense. Like the
Hmm.
vibe was good, yeah. Like kind of the like relationship between Han and Lando and
Yes. Yeah.
um I mean even though they changed Sabak, I did enjoy this. I honestly I enjoyed the whole movie. Um but I thought that was a fun ending to that scene. So I think I remember thinking like I enjoyed it even though it wasn't like what I wanted, you know. I remember like kind of
Hmm.
walking out of the theater like that. So yeah, I liked the like kind of the crew and the like the cap like
Yes. That was a cool.
the I forget I don't know um the name of the guy who was like kind of in charge of the mission or whatever, who was like kind of like his mentor for a bit. like during the
Mhm.
heist. Um,
Yeah,
but I
and I
remember
got pissed
thinking
off at him.
he
I
he
was
was a
like,
cool character. Um, yeah, and also, well, it's funny because I hadn't seen uh the last 2 seasons of Clone Wars. What
mhm.
when I watched Solo, and so
So you're like, "Wait, why is Maul here?"
I was like, I knew Maul had come back, but I had no idea why he was had anything to do with the underground. So
Yeah.
that was kind of funny. And then I was like, oh, okay. But now that I've seen all of Clone Wars, it makes sense. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Kind of a bummer they didn't
Yeah.
go anywhere with that. But
Yeah,
um,
well, that's because he dies.
well,
Because
yeah.
Maul dies. Yeah.
But if they had done like another movie or something, they could have. I don't know.
Mhm. Alright, Rogue One.
Yes. This is probably.
Yes.
I'll say this is the best movie they've come out with. But they've only come out with.
Agreed.
Well, they've come out
Agreed.
with 5 total, I guess. Technically. Um, yeah, I actually just recently watched that on May the 4th during our Star Wars marathon.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't
Um,
there.
that's right. You missed that day.
Yeah. They
Um,
were like, "Let's watch all the original movies and Rogue One."
and Rogue One.
It was the only Disney movie we watched.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It was really good movie though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know a lot of people like put it up there, like with their favorite like original or like with the other Star Wars movies.
Mhm.
They're like, oh, it's like my second favorite or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, good parts from that movie, Shore Troopers. Y'all know I love the short you all know I love the trooper types, so, Shore
yes,
Troopers,
I'm picking that
Det
up.
Troopers, um, the Det oh my god, Blaze
That's right.
Malbus
That was the
and
introduction
Shira
of Death
Imu
Troopers.
how do you say his name?
Who?
Shira Imu? How do you say his name? Blind
Chirrut?
guy.
Oh,
Chirrut?
Chirrut? I don't know how to spell his last name.
I don't know, it's like Emu?
Emu.
You call him
Emu.
Emu? Sorry, guys,
Emu.
that's probably kinda disrespectful.
Yeah.
No, Loki though, that scene was cool. I'm one with the Force, and the Force with me. I'm one with the Force, the Force. Yeah. That was such a well-made movie. Like honestly,
Yeah.
um, the
Like,
Death Trooper scene in the beginning was sick. Director
yes.
Krennic, great character.
Also parking a
Um,
mile away from where he was going, but
yeah. Um, okay.
But
So
anyway,
one of
yes, it was epic.
what?
What?
What'd you
Oh, sorry,
say?
I was just saying it was still epic.
Yes, we would be honored if you would join us. Anyways, what was I gonna say? So one, in my opinion, one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to books, movies, whatever, is when you make a character and you don't give them flaws or weaknesses. I'm reading a
Uh,
series that I really like. It's called The Ranger's Apprentice. I'm like rereading it.
oh yeah.
I've read it like 4 times. And a lot of times his main characters have no flaws, have no weaknesses, and they're good at whatever they do, you know, and it's just
Mm,
frustrating. Um, I love the book series though. That just goes to show how good the book series is. Go out and read it. What was I gonna say? And that's why I like the characters in Rogue One. They have flaws, and they have
yeah.
very obvious flaws.
Mm-hmm.
Yet they still, and that's part of the whole like idea is they're overcoming their flaws to
Right.
finish the mission, finish their goal, right?
Yeah.
And that was cool. Um, besides that though,
Darth
the
Vader
movie just
hallway scene.
yeah. Yes. That was an awesome scene. Dude, they planned to do that scene, but like on the beach. So what
Yeah.
happened was like
Dude,
this was the
their
original
plan for it
script.
was way different.
It
Because like I mean,
was.
even in the trailers, like you see Jin and Andor running on the beach with the plans. Um
Wait. Okay.
so yeah, like anyway,
Original.
it's
Yo, we should watch that. Rogue One trailer. But yeah, no, that scene was honestly the best. So the original trailer.
One of the trailers,
All right,
or maybe
me.
multiple
I'm just
trailers
gonna
actually.
mute this real quick. All right, you can talk about it while I'm looking for this.
While you're watching, okay.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
I'll
for.
just talk about the yeah.
Yo, why can't I watch this? That's why. Okay, never mind. Can't find it. Never mind. That's
You
weird.
can't find it.
My computer sucks, so that's probably why.
Wow, that's
Anyways, hallway scene, W scene right there.
yes.
Bro should have just thrown his lightsaber though. They're playing that game. What's that game called? Pass the pen. Like that's literally the game they were playing.
That's funny.
And Vader was just like, it was like pass the pen but lethal. Am I wrong?
Pass the pen, but lethal. Oh
Open the
man,
door! Open the door! He's coming! Dude, I play.
let's take
Dude, that's
it.
like airsoft for me though. Like every time I play airsoft inside,
Oh, it
it's
feels like a
so
hallway
bad.
scene, or
Open the door! Open the door!
oh,
Yeah, yeah. That's always scary. 'Cause, you know, they're just like shooting at me, and they're like, okay. Anyway, sorry. This is getting off topic.
yeah, that's fine. Okay, dude, the space battle was like probably one of the best Star Wars space. Like, I honestly
Yeah,
think that's my favorite space battle. Um,
really,
well, I don't know.
my
Well, like
favorite space
in screen. Well, the thing is, like, well, because
is
like, okay, you
Revenge of
have
the Sith, the Battle above
yeah,
Korra.
it is hard to beat that. It's very. I that's literally where my mind went. I was like, oh, I don't know. Revenge of the Sith space battle is also really cool. But I think just the way it's written, like, it's very different because, like, Revenge of the Sith is you're hopping into a very specific part of the space battle where Anakin and Obi-Wan are just go to one capital ship and it's that
Mhm.
journey. Whereas like Rogue One and or even
It's
like the
an
Battle of
actual.
Endor and stuff like that, it's like you see the entirety of the space battle, um, like from a bigger vantage point, kind of
Yes,
zoom
like
down.
you can see it unfolding, and
Yes,
honestly, like that is like what makes it so good. Is like you
yeah,
can literally see the battle unfolding, and you're
yeah.
watching everything. Yeah.
And I think like as much as I like the Battle of Endor, I think I think Rogue One is better written because you know exactly um like who has what forces. Like you know that the Empire has two Star Destroyers um over
Mhm.
a over the gate that has a hangar full of TIE fighters. Like like exactly what each side. I mean, and you get a pretty good shot of what the rebels have too. Um, though maybe not quite everything, but um, so it just feels like a better like more of the details, the exact like tension and stakes. I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm going crazy, but
No, I agree. I agree. That makes sense.
it makes it more engaging when you know like what each side has to work with. Um,
Yeah, I agree. Well, anything else on Rogue One?
I don't think so.
Yeah, same here.
I mean, I did
Okay.
like the
Any
stuff
other
with Saw
Disney?
and Jeddah.
What?
I did like the stuff with like Saw and Jeddah, Saw Gerrera.
Oh yeah, Saw Gerrera was so cool. Ooh. Him using his like breather thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
it's like
um,
trying to mimic Darth Vader or something. Oh, and
bro, it's
K2SO
not
was
Darth
really
Vader though.
funny. I should probably just stop
Yeah.
talking before this takes another 10 minutes.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, we should probably stop this at about an hour or so now.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but real quick, did we miss any media like Star Wars media? Because obviously we do have to finish. Did we
Yeah.
miss
I
any
mean,
Disney
obviously, we're not. Well,
besides
I
anime?
assume we don't want to get into books or
No,
video
no.
games, especially because
We'd be here for years.
Yeah. um, well, because technically Rebels is Disney, I think. Yeah, it
Um,
is.
but that was started or like with George Lucas.
It's yeah, it started, but it definitely finished with Disney. Because I remember, it's like them bringing Thrawn back was a big deal. Of like, oh, they're
Yeah.
actually bringing something in from Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember that being a big deal.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah,
Okay. Well, I can't think of anything else really. Really, just not at all. Yeah.
yeah. I don't. Yeah,
Okie dokie. Well, that was an awesome episode. Thank you so much, Matthew.
yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Y'all, everyone go out there and go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just look up Clone Command Star Wars Podcast on YouTube because we have 6 subscribers. um, and yeah, make sure to comment down below your thoughts on, what was your favorite part of what was your favorite, comment down below what was your favorite Star Wars media, right? Favorite Star Wars media that Disney's made. All right, you guys. May the force be with you. Hope you all have a great day.